Hello and welcome to another video for Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today we are looking at something very old and something very special. We are looking at the 1976 release by Stafford Pemberton Publishing from their series of TV tie-in annuals. And this particular one that we are looking at today is from the very, very popular 1970s television series, The $6 Million Man, which starred Lee Majors as Colonel Steve Austin. Now, $6 Million Man was a program based on a character. It's actually based on a book called The Cyborg, and it was a character who crashed. It was a test pilot. He crashed a test aircraft, and he was barely alive. And they rebuilt him with bionic replacements. And then he went on to work for the OSI, which is the Office of Scientific Investigation in America, as he was practically owned by the government. Now, the series ran from 1973 to 1978. There was 5 seasons, and there was about, I think, 102 episodes that were made, and plus there were 6 feature films that were also made. Anyway, this is the front cover. And it says, The $6 Million Man Annual, 1977. And there's an image of Lee Major as Colonel Steve Austin from the TV series. And it's based on the popular television series. Okay, so that's the front cover. Let's just whip it over to the back. And it's exactly the same on the back as it is on the front. So The $6 Million Man Annual, 1977. Lee Majors as Steve Austin, based on the popular television series. Let's just have a very quick look at the spline, which has faded somewhat. But it does say The $6 Million Man Annual. And then you've got the penguin logo at the bottom. Okay, so that is the front and back covers. Let's open it up and have a look inside. Okay, so I've opened the annual up, and this is what we've got inside the front cover. So there's some artwork images there of Colonel Steve Austin, one in his astronaut outfit and one running an explosion, a helicopter at the top. And it's got a small dedication at the bottom of this one. It says, "To Stephen, lots of love from Maria." And you've got the original purchase price on the bottom right hand corner, which is £1.20, and there's a line going across that because you could clip those off if you was giving it away as a gift. Some people did, some people didn't, so you do find some that are unclipped and some that are clipped. Okay, so on to the next page, and it's copyright 1976 by MCA Universal, all rights reserved throughout the world, published by Stafford Pemberton Publishing Company Limited, and you've got the ISBN number there. Okay, contents: The Best of Friends, A Broken Promise, Codes feature, No Oil Painting, Bionic Eye Quiz, Mistaken Loyalty, Troubled Waters, Bionic Bounds, Lee Majors, Make a Code Wheel, Boots Are Made for Skiing, Way to Stars, and Come the Revolution. Okay, and it says $6 Million Man Annual, and there's a film strip with artwork images of Steve Austin running. Okay, so the very first story we've got is called The Best of Friends, and it is a full original story wrote specifically for this annual, with nice colour illustrations, drawn illustrations, artwork illustrations, I should say. And then we come on to the second story, which is a comic strip story, and it says A Broken Promise, and again, it obviously is in full colour, and it obviously features Steve Austin and the OSI. And he's on a mission for the OSI. Codes. A network of agents need to communicate with each other. So it tells you all the different codes that are quite well known. And then we move on to the next story, which is called No Oil Painting. And it is, again, a full story with colour artwork images. And again, it features Steve Austin and the OSI. And there's Steve Austin throwing someone with his bionic arm while he's holding a child. Bionic eye. Here's a bionic eye view of some objects that can be found in most homes. Can you recognise all 7 close-up photographs? Some are easy and perhaps others might set you thinking. You will find the answers at the back of the book. Interesting. That's probably a coin. Yeah, I don't know what they are. Mistaken Loyalty. Again, it is a second comic strip story. Again, it's in full colour. And again, it features Steve Austin on a mission for the OSI. Troubled Waters. That's a very, very good likeness of Lee Majors as Colonel Steve Austin. to be fair. Very, very good likeness. Anyway, so another story, which is, again, a full original story with colour artwork illustrations. Again, Steve Austin's on a mission on an aircraft by the looks of that. And then we come into Bionic Man, which is a game. Now, all the annuals at the time had games in them, and all you needed was dice and some buttons, and you could play the game. It says, join Steve in a battle with gorillas. Each player needs a counter. You will need a dice as well. Throw a 6 to start, and watch out for the penalties. So you just follow the instructions on the board as you go around. And there's a bio on Lee Majors, who obviously played Colonel Steve Austin. And Code Wheel, which again is, you can trace these and you can make your own code wheel. And then we're on to another comic strip story, which is Boots Are Made for Skiing. Again, it's Steve Austin on a mission for the OSI. It is a full colour comic strip story, original story, I might add. And then we move on to Way to the Stars, which is all about the astronauts and how they got to space. Another story, Came the Revolution, which again is another original story with full colour artwork illustrations. And that brings us to the end of the annual. And we've got the same images in the back of the annual as we had in the front. Okay, so there's those Bionic Eye quiz answers. So your knife's edge, sea sponge, a matchbox, top of a transistor battery, edge of a coin, can opener, and a dried flower. There we go. You know what those images were. Okay, so that is the $6 Million Man annual from 1977 annual, which was released in 1976. So how well did these annuals do? Well, like all the annuals of the time, the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, they were a big thing. There was, well, videos, DVDs, streaming services, internet wasn't around in 1977. So if the only way you could watch your television program was to watch it when it was broadcast. If you missed it, well, you might never see it, or you have to wait for a rerun. Sometimes they rerun them, sometimes they didn't. But if you missed it, generally it was a long wait for you to see your favourite program. In the meantime, the way to carry on enjoying your program, and certainly when they was off air in between seasons, was to have things like the annuals. Now in the 70s, $6 Million Man, I think there was 4 or 5 annuals that was produced across the span of the television series. And this is what you looked at. You went to, this is more like your DVD player. You picked it up and went to it, and you read original stories and read information about $6 Million Man and what have you, when it wasn't on air. So it was literally like a DVD player for you. All the annuals were at the times for your favourite TV series, with some activities in them. There's game in this one and so on. So yeah, they're all mass produced. They all done very well, and they're all released towards the end of the year, September, October, November time. So they're in time for Christmas, because every kid woke up with an annual of some kind in their Christmas sacks or their stockings on Christmas morning, depending on what television show they was into, or what football team, or what comic they was into. Now we're talking 1977. So what is that? That is 47 years ago, when this annual was, well, 48 years ago actually, because it was released in 1976. 48 years ago this annual was produced. Wow, I mean, it's nearly half a century ago. Can't believe how quickly that's gone. But finding them now, they're not, I'll be honest with you, this particular one is not that difficult to find. It does come up quite regularly on the platforms. Again, on the platforms, you've got to be a little bit careful, because the quality can differ significantly. Some people who think this is very good condition, other people might only think it's acceptable condition. So there is a big scope for discrepancies when you buy on the platforms. And if you are going to buy on a platform, be very careful and have a very good look at the pictures to make sure that you are buying what you're getting, what you actually think you're going to get. Or we at Midas Touch have managed to find a few of these annuals, and they are in very, very good condition. And the condition of these annuals is always completely specified with images on their website. And you can find them, like I say, on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to quite simply by clicking the link below, which will take you straight to the website, and you'll be able to find this and many other vintage $6 Million Man items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that you're not going to want to miss this, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or maybe just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this book with me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next time.